What's going on, everybody? We got some X-Men talk here. I had to get some X-Men information out. I wanted to talk about more of the theories and things that we're going to be looking forward to in season 2 and beyond. I just wanted to do a afternoon quick, probably 45 minutes to an hour show here with you guys. Let's get into it. So X-Men 97, if you have not seen X-Men, first of all, I don't even know why you have not seen X-Men 97. Go check it out if you haven't. There is going to be a ton of spoilers I'm going to talk about right now. So you're getting your warning right now. If you haven't seen the finale, go see it. It is a great show. If you're on the fence and you haven't decided to go see it, it is a great show. It continues from the X-Men animation that series that we saw in the 90s, and it's a fresh new addition to that continuation story. Great animation, good story, lots of characters from the old and new. There's a lot of Easter eggs in it. It's a fun show. Uh, it is just yeah, a lot of nostalgia, a lot of fun. It is a massive fan service to everybody out there. All the X-Men fans, I think, majority of them are pleasantly happy with this, and they're excited for what the future holds. And we're gonna get into what some of the stuff that they kind of gave us at the end, little tidbits, little morsels of things to come. So when I get into some of the characters that are going to be showing up, some plot storylines, there's going to be multiple storylines, and like I said, spoiler filled here right now. 3, 2, 1. Lots of different time variation, multiverse. We always hear multiverse, but yeah, multiverse with different stories going on in different periods of time for the X-Men family. A new baddie has been introduced. One of my favorite baddies of all time. It is Apocalypse. It has begun. Rest in peace to the voice actor who did Apocalypse. He is no longer with us, but I think the voice that we heard from the new voice actor, not bad, not bad. I did like the old actor's voice quite a bit. It's very stoic, very ancient, very creepy, and you want to dives into your soul kind of thing. That's who Apocalypse is, right? He should strike immediate fear into you just by speaking some words, right? So I'm gonna miss that actor's voice, but I'm hoping this new guy. I'll give him the new guy a chance. Of course, we don't have a choice, but hoping that he does a great job. If you're joining me, thank you for joining me. Maybe you're having lunch or maybe you're heading home. It's a Friday. Say hi to me, chat, ask me questions if you want. Where's D? Don't ask me that because nobody cares. But not just kidding. D is working. He's having his lunch. I miss him. But he'll be here on Monday. We have a show on Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific time. And then my other friends, Popcorn Chicken, we did a show yesterday. That was cool. We talked about a lot of cool stuff. One of our guys, Justin, he's a huge fan of X-Men 97. He loves it too. So I'm glad a lot of guys in our team are really enjoying it, sinking their teeth into it. It's been fun. But let's get into some of the characters that we saw from the near the ending. The finale I thought was great. Oh, what did I have for lunch? I had an avocado chicken wrap. I'm sure it was healthy because it's for McDonald's, right? But I was in a bit of a time crunch. I had a lot of things going, and I had to get in here to the office and get my notes and everything sorted out in the picture. So didn't have that much chance. Gave my dog a treat upstairs, so she's busy. So hopefully she doesn't bark. Gives me at least an hour to kind of hang out here. So that's what did you have for lunch? So let me know what you had for lunch as well, or if you're having lunch right now. But I want to get into some of the stuff right now. I've did put together a bunch of pictures, but let's get into the first of avocado's green. Okay, thanks. I appreciate that. Avocados are green. That's healthy. I don't even know if it was. I mean, McDonald's was it really a real avocado? Or was it just some made up mush that threw in? Because chicken nuggets. People think it's real chicken, but it's something, all right. Chicken nuggets. made with real chicken, and I don't know what else it's made with, but yeah. So X-Men 97, we had the near the end, we had Forge basically have a giant picture frame of all his friends or people that he know, part of the X-Men family. And obviously there's a bunch of yellow tape over some faces. But we're gonna get into all of that. I want to talk about yeah, it's just green microplastic. Yes, yeah, the exact. It tasted like plastic. I was like, oh, that's my first time eating it. I'm like, that's probably the last time I'm eating that. But this is the picture that we saw in the actual episode. I am gonna get a close up of it here, so we could get a better look at some of the pictures actually in it. So let's start with this one here. So here's a close up of what Forge was looking at. Now, I've got the list here of the important people I think that are going to show up in the next season. So, because there's three different time periods going on, and maybe there may be more of them. I mean, they just showed us three, right? I mean, they're talking about the past, which we'll talk about in a second here, talking about the future, and then we're the present day. So, Forge is currently at the present day, and now he's just got this you know, list here that he's got to find and put together a team because obviously they have stuff to deal with in the present day as well, right? So he's already screwed right off the bat because Professor's gone, so he just lost one of the most important X-Men, the X-Men, to start off the whole group. He's lost that, so that's sucks. And then he's lost Rogue, you know, presumably it says in here dead. He doesn't know that, but we know it's not true. So right there, you've lost a heavy juggernaut. Juggernaut. Sorry, I shouldn't have used the word juggernaut because people know you talking about juggernaut. A powerful mutant in Rogue. She's gone. Lost his what do you call it? Confidant, a Storm. He doesn't even know if Storm. What did he lose Storm? Hold on here. I'm gonna double check this for a second. Sorry, if he lost Storm in. I can't remember now. It's been a mishmash for me. Did he lose Storm? Let's go back into this picture. Yes, so he just has Storm wiped off there as well. Um, so he's lost a lot of important characters, teammates, people that he trusts, gone, and so now he's gonna have to put together a team of some unknowns and some people that we don't even know too much about. I mean, I say we, maybe a few of us do, so a few of us don't. I'm not familiar with some of a couple of new ones, mainly Dust. Uh, I've never heard of this character, but I did some research on this character and it's interesting. I'm kind of curious how they're gonna uh, have her be a part of the team. So if you're not familiar with her, she's got magic as an ability, telepath. She's got shape shifting. She's got superhuman strength, um, and of course, as you see in the picture, she wears a hijab. She's from Afghanistan, so she is part of the school. In the comics, she's trying to assimilate herself into this new society, new culture. She opts to wear the hijab instead of the uniform. So I'm wondering if they're gonna stick to this, the comic book look, and just have her continue the team. How is she gonna fit in with the team? How is Forge gonna bring in the fold? Was she always there in the school? I mean, we didn't get so much school stuff from Professor. The school was obviously destroyed at the end, but we didn't get anything about any students there that are still, just students. Just like, unlike the movies, the X-Men Fox movies, which a lot of people don't like, but they did have students in classes and things like that who weren't part of the actual X-Men fighting, but were just in school. So we didn't see any of that. Not that I can remember either, but the school's gone now. So I'm wondering how Forge is gonna go. Is he gonna go traverse the world and look for these gifted students, or does he have a, he's obviously got the list that he knows who they are. Is this a list that Xavier gave to him, or he knew that Xavier had for him, or found, and he's now gonna go and find these people? Is she in Afghanistan? Is she here in stateside in the U.S. or wherever Xavier School is? Uh, I don't know. Last time it was here in Victoria, BC, when they filmed the actual movies. But so Dust is she sounds very powerful. She's got a lot of abilities, superhuman, shapeshifting. So she takes over Morph's spot. One shapeshifter's gone, another one takes its place. So yeah, that's going to be interesting to see her come into the fold. Very unique character. I'm looking forward to seeing what she's going to bring to the team and how she's going to be part of the team and going forward. So that's one character. Another character that, again, another one that I'm not familiar, but very intrigued. I am in the process of reading the entire X-Men, Uncanny X-Men comic book line, all the way back from the original number one to whenever it was like over 300, you know, uh, books. So I'm going through it all. That way I have a clean, because I've kind of cherry picked since when I was a kid, and because I did that, there's some parts that I've missed out or don't haven't connected. And of course, I read that like 20 plus years ago, and some of the stuff I've probably already forgotten. And now I'm going to go back and read it all and kind of connect the dots, uh, remember some of the stuff that I've forgotten, and it's going to be fun. I'm really enjoying it. I've already read about 7 issues, so looking forward to keep going on that. So the other character is Exodus. Uh, very, very powerful OP uh, character. Very powerful. Here's the powers that he has: telepathy, teleportation, telekinesis, a lot of tellas, healing, quick healing, and one of the. I mean, I don't know why you need healing when you're already immortal. So he's got immortality here. So I don't even know why do you need healing if you're immortal? Like, I mean, isn't that just like one thing? Shouldn't you just say he's immortal and leave it at that? I guess I don't know, but very powerful character. I don't know how this character is going to fit into it all. So we'll see. Is he going to go up against Apocalypse? Is he going to kind of side with Apocalypse? Don't know. We'll see. He's on Forge's list, so right now he's currently a good guy. We don't know. One of the things I did like about the season one is they did do a lot of shuffling of the deck. They changed some of the stories, or they mixed a couple of storylines into one and kind of give us a different outtake on things. So just when you think as a reader that what a character is going to do, or is going to be how they're going to contribute to the show, you're going to have to probably taper that a little bit. Maybe have to throw that out the window, because I don't know if they're going to stick to all the character storylines, or just give you a curveball and say no, we might go a little bit this direction. But I'm hoping it's not too much, to the point where people are like, hold on, you're kind of pissing us off here by doing this. So it's a fine line you have to weave, right? So, and we're going to talk about some other characters that they might weave out a little bit here, some biggies. So stay tuned for that here. So Exodus is going to be there next season. That's going to be interesting. I'm very, very curious to see how they're going to uh, put this character into its story, in their storyline. So that's one. Now, some of the other characters, a lot of people know, it's familiar characters, but it's gonna be all crazy. The list that he has in front of him is very, very intriguing. There's a lot of things to lot of characters that's going to be so interesting. Another one is Havoc here, who's obviously the brother of Cyclops. So I like him in this outfit. This is like the outfit I love. It's the blue and gold. I love this look. He does have another look. I don't know if I'm into that other one. I'll show that other look too if I can find it here quickly. This is his other look. I mean, I've got the figure for both of them. I don't mind this one either, but it just kind of looks well, it kind of looks perfect for the show, I think. But I just want that jacket, zipped up jacket, that late 80s, 90s kind of look. I love that look. But I have a feeling they're gonna give us this look. So I mean, who knows? The picture says otherwise. The picture shows them with the hair. So hopefully they do that look, but we'll see. Either one I'm okay with because I'm just interested seeing that character back into the fix and seeing how he'll interact, and will they bring his dad? Will they bring Corsair into the fold? So he was in the original X-Men doing the Phoenix Saga. Uh, he had Cyclops there captured. They they kind of teased and talked about it at the end. They kind of revealed about there's a lot of hints, wink, wink kind of thing towards it, and they're revealing that that's his son. He has another son, Vulcan, who we saw in this season. We already saw, so that's interesting. So I wonder if he'll be back. Corsair will be back. Get a giant reunion, and they're like, "Wait, someone's missing." Oh yeah, Scott's missing, and so it's gonna be the summers. The family is pretty interesting. They've got Cable, they've got the daughter Rachel, so this family's pretty connected. I mean, there's a lot of the uncles are all powerful for Rachel and Cable, so it's going to be interesting how they connect. Will we see a giant family reunion? Maybe that will be crazy to see all the brothers, the dad, the kids, all of them into like one place at one time. I've never seen that in the animation. I haven't read those X-Men if there was any issues where they were together, but that's going to be crazy. And then we've got what else here? Some other stuff here I want to get into quickly too. This is very interesting for me because going back to the picture here, Cable's obviously AWOL, but you have two really, really cool mutants. They're off world. You have Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver off world. There's Havoc right there. Yeah, there he's got the look that I like, that I want to see him in. So hopefully they do that. But the two off world, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, we did see um, a hint of that in Magneto's mind when Professor was in his mind. We did see a hint of those two characters along with the name escapes me, but along with their sister in the boat scene here. I can't remember the sister's name, but anyways, we do see the two of them there in the back. I wonder if they're gonna have a storyline, daddy storyline, where they're not happy with or not in line with Magneto's, um, his views and his thoughts on how to go about um, mutants working with humans or not working with humans. I wonder how their relationship is going to be with Magneto. They've got to show us a little bit of a storyline between Magneto and these guys. But obviously Magneto's in the past, right? With the team there in Egypt. So I wonder if eventually in season 3, remember the outlook is not just for next season. I want to get into what season 3 possibly could have, and there's already talks of extension to 4 and 5 with Marvel. They're very, very happy with this show. It's exceeded expectations. So season 3, could we see the two of these guys, Quicksilver and Scarlet, kind of against Magneto, or finding out that their dad is not exactly a great father? And maybe does she utter the words "no more mutants," that famous storyline, and then just kind of a lot of mutants disappear, or altogether all mutants are gone? And is that a cliffhanger maybe for season 4? How to bring them all back? Who's gonna bring them all back? Somebody powerful has to do that. Like, how is that? Are they gonna change some of the stuff from the storyline? That's interesting. So that daddy storyline, daddy issue storyline could happen in season 3. That would be interesting. So yeah, I'm very intrigued about that going forward. Season three, probably. Season two, obviously, is going to be very heavily focused on Apocalypse. That's the center of it all, right? Past, present, and future. It's Apocalypse all day, and I'm so like so excited because that's what I want us. I want to see Apocalypse in multiple timelines because he has that ability. He is that powerful, and to just have him in one timeline, it's not good enough. We need to see him in all three, and I'm just so excited about that. So let's talk about the past. So you got Beast, you got Rogue, you've got Professor X, you've got Magneto there, and I think I'm missing somebody, one of the other characters, but you got those guys in the past, and so they go to the past, and obviously, you see a character fighting a bunch of Egyptian soldiers, and so when they come close, the Egyptian soldiers are obviously, get their, what handed to them, and then the character that was fighting, has his wavy hair in the back, and I was just sitting there, I'm like, oh man, is it him? And sure enough, he takes off his little face covering, and there he is. This is Apocalypse here. No, I forgot his name. He has a name in this form. I can't remember. Sorry. Um, D would have known that in a second. But it's going to be so cool because you see Beast right away going, they know who he is, right? They've dealt with him. So they know. They're like, Beast, like, oh dear. It was just so fitting to have Beast have that final word before they kind of cut it off. It's just like, oh no, like out of all the people and all the places we show up, it's this guy's, in front of us here. We can't never shake this guy away from us. And so it's going to be interesting to see the storyline. I'm excited. I love Egyptian culture. I love the history. And it's just so much fun how Marvel and the creative people that created all these characters put all these characters into that era. So it's just going to be so much fun. And then another big baddie that has me excited could show up. I mean, why not, right? Why not? We could have the makings of these two showing up together. If I could find that image, it'd be great. Kang and Apocalypse. I mean, even if we get a hint of him, but I have a feeling we're not going to just get a hint. We're going to get a little bit more. We're going to be maybe, but when the time those X-Men are leaving that time period, we do see Kang show up just at the end. I could probably see them doing that, but that would be absolutely killer to show him in the animated universe. We've already seen him in the live action, but it would be so awesome to have him sort of in there and maybe pose a challenge. I mean, if there's anyone that could pose a challenge to Apocalypse, it could be Kang, right? He's a formidable opponent. So that could be very interesting. I'm excited. I'm hoping to do that. Even if it's just for a little bit, just to have him in an animated version there. Ooh, oh man, that'd be awesome. And Marvel Legends team and Hasbro, they're gonna be like, yes, yes, please do that because we're gonna make tons of figures. And the more characters you introduce, the more figures we'll make from the animated retro line that they have. And I'm not hating that line. I like that line. I mean, hey, make all these cool different variations of my favorite characters. I mean, I love X-Men characters. So, but yeah, that will be very interesting storyline to explore. And I hope they give us, not just these two guys, maybe some other characters too, right? So we'll see what that entails. So that's going to be awesome. What else? Let's get into, how about we talk about present day? So some people didn't see this because it was sort of after the credit. I think it started mid-credit scene. It's a couple of credits rolled and then they showed this. So some people I know missed it, but it shows Apocalypse on present day at the destruction of Genosha, I believe it is. Genosha or the island. that collapse onto the city. But anyways, the rubbles. He's in the rubbles there, and he kneels down. He's covered in a cape or tethered, cloth that's surrounding him, and he grabs a bunch of dirt out of in his hands, and it kind of falls through his palms, and reveals a queen of it's a spade. I want to say queen of spades, and just utters the word death. Now, Apocalypse has his four horsemen that kind of go around and do his bidding for him, kind of be the disease that's kind of spreads out and destroys. And then they're named Pestilence, Death, Famine, and Destruction. So one of them, and it's been in the comics, um, people have already said they saw the vision of Professor Xavier, that one of them, Death, being it could be Gambit, because the card there, and he says the word death, kind of put two and two together. So in the comics, Apocalypse is one of his horsemen was Gambit. So this is how maybe you bring back Gambit. I mean, you got to bring back Gambit. You can't have him dead and gone forever. He's just such an iconic character. So this is a way they're going to probably bring him back. And I think that's very cool to have him come back as Death and see how he interacts at present day. And how does he in season 3 or season 4, probably season 3, because Apocalypse story probably going to be for one season, and they'll move on to something else, and we'll talk about what something else could be in season 3 in a bit here as well. But Death, Gambit go through the modern day battles with the new X-Men team that Forge is going to put together. It's going to be cool. It's going to be awesome. So can't wait for that. I don't know who else. I mean, who else are the characters that he's going to bring to be part of his Four Horsemen? One of them could be Archangel. He is one of the Four Horsemen, so maybe we'll finally get Angel or Archangel into the fold. I kind of wish we did get Angel in some capacity in season 1, because I did like that transition, how he went from Angel to Archangel. I really like that. So maybe we'll get it in the beginning quickly, and then he becomes Archangel. He gets convinced. Who knows? So I mean, because he is in the picture there that Forge is looking at. So I'm wondering if Forge tries to go and convince him to be part of the team. And I don't know if it's in the picture here, but it might be in the other picture. There's another pulled out version. But yeah, I mean, he might say nope, or Apocalypse comes along afterwards and convinces him to come around this side. That'd be interesting. I love Archangel. I've got his figure. I hope they make another one. They made an Angel figure. I got that too. I love both of those figures. But it's going to be cool to see how the Four Horsemen and who the Four Horsemen are come together. Gambit probably will lead to charge. Who knows? But it's going to be really cool. Another cool thing, with that picture is Colossus, one of my favorite X-Men. I love the way he looks. Ilyana and his accent, Russian accent. Having him and Magic, of course, they're siblings. Having them together, that'll be fun. A lot of fun to see. So that's present day. That's going to be a cool addition to the team. I was kind of bummed out that Colossus was nowhere to be found in season 1. But I'll be excited to see them together as a part of the X-Men, new modern day X-Men team. So it'll be nice to see. And Magic is a really, really cool character. She can, teleport to different locations, sort of similar to Nightcrawler. So she can kind of cut through reality, and she wields a really awesome sword. I've got her figure in the back somewhere there, and she's an awesome character. So very excited to see their dynamics. Does Forge find both of them together fighting and says, like, hey, guys, we need you in the X-Men here. They probably tell him to go take a hike and then maybe change their mind after, or one of the sister convinces Colossus, or Colossus convinces Magic to come with him and give it a shot or help them out. But I'm excited for this because I really, really love Colossus the way he looks. I think I've got like 3 different Colossus figures. I mean, it'd be awesome if a company like Mafex makes a Colossus. Ooh, even if it's expensive, deluxe version, whatever, I will be all over that. Just that chrome look. Oh, that'd be awesome. Even SH Figure Arts, if they can make them. But I think Mafex might do a better job with it. I've kind of leaned towards between the two of them. I've moved over to more Mafex now, in terms of the figures that I want to collect from Japanese imports. Don't get me wrong, SH Figure Arts does make some good ones, but Mafex has just been improving every year. So that'd be awesome if they made some X-Men 97 figures, and give us some new characters that Hasbro hasn't given in that retro line yet. That's how I would think Mafex should go about it. It's like, hey, what are the stuff that they didn't make? Because Marvel Legends team has said they're taking a year off from making any X-Men 97 figures. So that would be perfect for Mafex to go, okay, let's make some of the characters that are going to be showing up in the new season. I wonder if they're allowed to. Maybe there's a line they have to wait, or timeline they have to wait before they can go make them. But they can make some X-Men 97 variations of characters. Like, for example, they can make another Cyclops with different paint schemes. They've already got some of the molds, so they might as well make some money off it. People might be upset about it, but come on, Hasbro does it all the time. And some people choose to buy them, or some people choose not to buy them. But I would definitely be interested in some 97 paint scheme characters. That'd be pretty cool. Brighter colors, to kind of pops out there. I love bright colored action figures. I think they're cool. So that'd be interesting. But if they make a Cyclops, man, just take my money. I don't care how much it is. Chrome that thing out and just send it on my way, please. So it's good to have those 2 characters show up. That's gonna be fun. One of the original X-Men showing up. Again, another character that I would have loved to see in season 1, but you can only put so much in there, and I think what they did was really well done, even though they used more for a lot of the Easter eggs. I didn't mind it, but I didn't even add this character on here on my list. That's interesting. Didn't I put that? Sorry. One of the guys that they could have added is Iceman. I don't think I need to put a picture of Iceman up here. If you don't know who Iceman is, maybe you guys should read up on X-Men. But he's one of the OGs. So in the original, very first episode, you had Professor Xavier, who had created the school, and your OG was Cyclops, Beast, Iceman, and Angel. Those are your 4 original X-Men. Jean came afterwards, I believe. Issue number 2 is when Jean was introduced, or issue number 3. She was introduced after that. So you had your 4 X-Men, then she shows up, and it's really weird reading these old comics how crazy the 4 of them were, like almost like peeping toms with Jean. They were just kind of weird, like just a bunch of horny guys, trying to hit on her. This is the way this comic story unfolded. They're just all like peeking on her and seeing her. It was just, it was weird. But Iceman is, and I'm going to say this, is a cool character. And you can hashtag dad or sad anytime you want. But I was mad they didn't have him in this season. I think they should have had him in the season some capacity. When you have the OG team, this goes for Angel as well. When you have an OG team that started it all, pay some respect to that. That's how I feel. If you feel differently, let me in the comments section. But I think that you should have Iceman and Angel in some capacity, even if it's for just one episode. I think the need to add Sunspot and some of these other characters it kind of disrespects the original starting point of X-Men. Show them even for a half an episode, just there. So, and I don't mean morph, switching over and becoming them. That I don't want that. I want the actual character. And so it'll be nice to see him finally show up in season 2. Is he gonna just show up and just a one-shot deal? Because there's a reason why he's not part of the team anymore going forward, right? He had a difference of opinion in the animation. You saw him not exactly liking to play ball, wasn't happy with Professor Xavier's way of, you know, the X-Men and how they go about things. And that's why he defected and left. He didn't like that, the approach that a Professor Xavier had. He had other, he had other vision of how he wanted to be in society. So it'd be nice to see him show up and maybe have sort of like a love-hate relationship with the team, do his own thing. I'm here for this. I'm here because, my friend Psych is not here, or my friend Beast has disappeared. And, once they come back, maybe he leaves and says, I've done my thing. I've helped find them, my friends, and I'm out. I'm going to do my own thing now. See you later. So there's going to be some interesting characters being introduced next season, not just in the present day, but in the past. Let's talk about in the future now. So in the future, you're going to have Rachel, the old lady that you see in the future where Cyclops and Jean end up, is Rachel Summers, Cyclops and Jean's daughter. The name escapes you, whatever her name is. She has a name. She has a group there. That also has young Cable there. So, and you saw young Cable show up there. That's the Cable that's going to go back in the past and sort of try to fix things. So that whole time traveling where he's limited to what he can do, that's going to be interesting. I'm very, very interested in seeing how Cyclops and Jean Grey's future storyline unfolds. Who are we going to see? Obviously, Apocalypse is to be present that time. We're going to see that whole new tribe of people. What's society like? How is Cable going to interact with Jean and Cyclops? Does that change then? Because this is so weird about time. Like when you're messing around with this, going back and forth in time, does additions and subtractions of characters change now the outlook? That's why my friend D does not like time traveling, because he's like, there's so much, it's a mess all the time. So we'll see how that unfolds. I'm very interested in seeing that, how Cyclops and those guys interact, and does the approach of how to beat Apocalypse lie in the future, the answer, or in the past? Because the present day is going to need all the help they can get. Even if Forge gets all these guys together and as powerful as they are, they're going to need something from one of those timelines to figure out how to beat Apocalypse. What is his weakness, or how to not just defeat him, not to defeat him, maybe just to subdue him and kind of have him run away. Because I don't know if you can forever beat Apocalypse. Just like Kang would be very difficult to beat. You have to find a specific thing or specific moment where you can kind of imprison them, tie them down for a while, or uh, you know, render them kind of neutral, not be able to do much. So that's gonna be interesting. And I think the reason why they went to the present, I'm sorry, the future and the past, is to kind of bring that, you know, clues and how to go in and trap him. So it's once they all come back together in the present timeline, maybe they all sort of have a plan in place and say, okay, Beast tells Cyclops or Jean, this is what we're gonna do from our timeline to yours. Let's put this together. Forge is there, like, okay, I'll put this together for all of us, and then we'll be able to stop them in the current timeline, and maybe even find a way to get Gambit back to becoming who he is, true Gambit instead of death. That's going to be interesting. And then we have Shadowcat that we saw in the picture. So that's aka Kitty Pride. Surprised not to see her near the end. Kitty Pride also might take away a lot from Jubilee because I find their their attitudes almost the same. You know, fun, happy, just having a good time in life, teenagerish type of character. So I'm wondering if that's, it'll be nice to see the two of them interact in animation. Just Jubilee, get along with her. That'd be fun. What if they didn't get along? That'd be hilarious. Yeah, they don't get along, they hate each other, or maybe they're fighting for Sunspot. That'd be funny. But yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see Kitty Pryde show up. Emma Frost. Now, Emma Frost might be something that they might have going into season 3 because that's a spicy meatball. She has a thing for Cyclops, so Gene would be like, "Not another one." I mean, geez, you had Madam Web, now you have this. What's going on with you, Psych? And Psych's the man, right? Everybody didn't like Cyclops. The Boy Scout didn't like him, but now he's the man. Everyone's like, "Oh, okay, okay, we'll feel you, right?" So Emma Frost might be a character that they introduce, and then she eventually goes to becoming a bad person, and that season 3, her story may be added to the bad side. She's on the bad side, and then there's a storyline there. So Emma Frost, and she's no slouch either. She's a very powerful mutant. So it'll be interesting to see Emma Frost there. And obviously Cable, we saw him in the diner there. He's considered AWOL with Forge's List. I have no doubt somehow, some way, Cable will be back in the fold, whether it be the future Cable or the present Cable. There's going to be something. I'm sure Forge can help him get his arm back or figure out his arm or something, right? Dude lost his arm. I'm sure they can figure something out and have him maybe not be a leader. That's Forge's probably going to be responsibility for the present day X-Men, but be a co-leader like Storm was to Cyclops. So he can kind of help Forge lead the charge. And because his experience with Apocalypse, that's going to be very, very vital. The one thing I don't want to see Cable is just sitting in the sidelines. Oh, I have no arm, or I'm useless, or my dad and mom are gone and I failed. I don't want to see a crying Cable. Please don't do that. I want to see him being actively involved, providing intel. Uh, Even if his arm is missing, the dude has knowledge, and he can probably help with making sure strategically they can sort of control Apocalypse from doing too much destruction. I don't know if you can stop him completely, but I would like to see him more actively, not just like meandering around in the show. That would just be a complete waste and kind of probably will piss off a lot of people who are fans of Cable. So hope that doesn't happen. But some of the comics that if you're interested in reading and that might help you understand what's going to happen in season 2 is Rise of the Apocalypse and Blood of the Apocalypse. That would definitely help with giving you some sort of insight into what might happen in season 2. Remember, season 1 they took a couple of storylines and kind of mashed it into one unique storyline that had a bit of everything. So obviously they're going to do the same. Why not? You can't really tell just one storyline. They want to do a mixture of it. I mean, you can, but I think just because you want something a little bit fresh, a little bit of a curveball, you mix the two or mix a couple of the storylines into one. It's so long as it makes sense. And from what we've seen in season 1, they're capable of doing a good job. They've proven us. I mean, I was very skeptical. I was like, this is going to be probably bad, especially when he was let go. When the director Mayo was let go, I'm like, oh boy, did he get let go because the show's not good? But show was great. I gave it 9 out of 10 for the entire season. I think it was very good. There was only maybe one episode I thought that was not that good, but it wasn't horrible. But overall, the show was great. All the episodes were a lot of fun to watch. Season 2, obviously, I just talked about Apocalypse. Season 3, okay, so We did see a hint of what could happen in season 3. Everyone's like, "Well, how do you go bigger than Apocalypse?" Well, you do Onslaught. Onslaught is a ridiculously powerful uh, foe. It's Professor Xavier and Magneto, Daniel's son. You've got a ridiculous, over the top character, and you're probably gonna see him. It'd be weird to see him in season 2, somewhere in the beginning or the middle. I think you're gonna see more towards the end, or you can see a buildup of it eventually the end where that's the cliffhanger at the end, the end credit scene kind of thing. Like, all right, season 3, this is who's coming, just like we saw with season 1 with Apocalypse. So season 3 probably going to be Apocalypse, and that's where maybe you have Quicksilver and Scarlet sort of going, okay, our dad's in there somewhere, and then the X-Men also saying, hey, Professor's in there. How do we get them apart? Maybe that's what season 3 is going to be about. How do we separate that? That's the only way to defeat maybe Onslaught. Um, so that could be a very interesting storyline of season 3. How do we go about Onslaught and introducing characters like Quicksilver and Scarlet? Uh, will be great to sort of push forward to that story. Even though they're off world, I wonder when they'll show up. Maybe they show up near the end when Onslaught is actually formed. Maybe they show up near the end. They're like, okay, we need to help these guys out because one of them is our dad in there. So that's gonna be interesting. Season 4 and 5. Now they haven't officially said anything, but from what I've been hearing on the interwebs, and of course, take that with a grain of salt, I think season 4 is gonna be a slam dunk. I don't. I'm not even worried about it. I think season 5 is. I don't think Disney has ever done anything because they haven't been around, but I think they haven't pushed anything over past season 3 in any of their stuff they've done entirely. I could be wrong. Let me know if there's anything past season 3 in Disney Plus. But season 4, I think it'll happen. Season 5 depends. They might even just say, okay, well, we've done 1, 2, and 3. We'll do 4, but let's go do something else as well. Because in season 1, you did see Spider-Man, right? And why not just kickstart Spider-Man where it left off, or just do a new Spider-Man animation? But it'd be smart to just kind of kick it off from where they left off, especially when you see the actual character and you see MJ, because there was a big cliffhanger there. Whereas MJ in the original 90s animation, and so you do see them together, and that would be very interesting. I think. I mean, it's a no brainer. Do Spider-Man. You're gonna make a lot of money, right? From merchandise, from people subscribing, because that's another massive character that they can just cash in on. And then you have other things. You can do Avengers. We saw Iron Man in there, and that was one of my gripes that I had with the last episode of X-Men is you have Iron Man in there and he doesn't help you guys. One of the most important characters, one of the smartest characters in Marvel, uh, and he's there. He's powerful. He can really help you out. And he's like, nah, I'm just gonna stay at the White House, hang out with the president there, just hang out at the Oval Office. I mean, I can see why Captain America's there because what's he gonna do? Fly in space? Um, is he gonna be able to stop a giant island that's falling down, just like Iron Man did with the help of some characters in Avengers? Sort of help with that. I forgot the city or whatever was that was coming down, crashing down, but you have Iron Man and he's sitting on the sidelines. That was kind of, you know, I rolled my eyes at that. I was like, that's ridiculous. Overall, I'm very excited for season 2. I think a lot of people are. Uh, there he is. Look at that. I knew this guy would know. Sokovia. Did you like that? Did you like that theory? Like, why didn't he not help with this floating giant city that's going to come crashing down? Why didn't he not help? Just sitting there hanging out at the Oval Office. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. But I definitely want to see more cameos or more Easter eggs. That was fun. I really enjoyed that. Daredevil was a lot of fun. Yeah, exactly. What a waste of opportunity. I definitely want to see a street animation, and maybe I'm asking a lot. Maybe I'm, you know, why I'm asking a lot is because I've been starving for some good, you know, comic book animation. What if it's all right? Yeah, it's fine. It has some good moments, but like it's just so nostalgic. It's so much fun to see these characters come back to life with the albeit a new animated, really cool updated animation. So to see maybe Spider-Man, Carnage, Venom, all these in a new animated, brighter looking episodes would be awesome. So we'll see. It was smart of them to kind of sprinkle that, these characters in there, going, "Hey, Disney, not only can we do X-Men good, we can do all these other guys. So write us a check." And maybe Thirsty Man Mayo makes his return. Who knows? He has to spend time in the asylum for a while, and then he's been exiled for a while, and maybe he'll come back. Who knows, right? But season two, that is, I don't. They haven't announced when it's coming back, but they said it's almost done in the editing process, so they're almost done with it, and they've already starting to formulate what season three is only going to be and how they're going to go about it. So they're trying to bring this out yearly. That's very ambitious of them, and I would love that. But I think maybe it's a year and a half in between seasons, maybe two, depending if they're going to add more spin-offs or more shows. But the studio has done a good job. I think overall fans are happy, and that's all it's all about. Just make fun stories and good content that people kind of can escape to. I hope you guys enjoyed my little lunch hour here. uh, I will try to do these more often as more things drop. There's some a lot of good shows coming out in June. The Boys, House of Dragon, just a lot of fun shows coming out to sink our teeth in. And June's going to be busy for me. There's a lot of things going on for me. A lot of sports too in June for me to watch, so it'll be fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We will talk about more stuff like this in the future. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new here, or like the video if you are one of our subscribers and who listens to us and watches that. We appreciate all of you guys for doing that. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I got to go because my dog wants me to hang out with her, and I'll catch you guys later. Take care. Bye.